Hey everyone, good afternoon. It is for me, but maybe it's for you very different. Anyway, March 23rd. And I thought let's talk about vulnerability and honesty on social media. I see so many people on social media talking about things that I know that they don't have in place. And then I see so many business coaches talk about where they can take you. And I know that they are not there yet themselves. I see so many people talking about how fantastically happy they are when I know that behind the scenes their life's a mess. I see so many people talk about that everything is going amazing, where I know that they are really concerned and worried. And then I see, on the other hand, a lot of people taking social media actually as their news feed. And I think that that is a big mistake. But it's not just a big mistake, it's also, is it really helping? Is it really helping? Because I know I'm not the only one who knows these things, because often we can feel it, we can sense it, right? We see somebody speak about things that are not congruent to their life. There is something that just doesn't click or doesn't resonate. When we see someone talk about, I am so amazing, look at me, and there's something that we don't click and we don't resonate with. It doesn't mean that it's all bad. It means that, is it necessary? Is that really what we need to be doing? Should we pretend or put on a mask or behave like somebody that we're not just to make it happen? And I have experienced the opposite, actually. Over the past 20 years, I have run my business, and the moments where it went best were the moments where I was just myself. The moments where I was able to turn everything around. Many of you probably know that I lost everything 4 times in my life. And the moments that I had to shift and turn it around were actually the moments where I showed up as honest as I can be, where I started talking about what was real for me, where I started to talk about what was actually going on in my life, and not pretending that I had it all together, but actually show that part of me was falling apart and I didn't know what to do. And I was there anyway. And over the past years, I have realized that that is one of the voices that is missing all too often. But it's also one of the voices and the places that give us that courage and that give us that internal support, that we feel that it's okay to be who we are. There is one chronic epidemic going on right now, and it's not COVID-19. The epidemic that we're having right now is the epidemic of feeling not good enough, of feeling that we should be different than we are, that we should be somebody else, that we should be more like somebody else, that or the other side, that we should completely fall apart and show all of our problems and tell the world how awful we are. And that's also not what we should be doing. Just be real and be honest about how things are, and be honest about your uncertainties, and be honest about the things that you don't know, because that will make the things that you do know so much more believable. And it will encourage people so much more to say, hey, I trust you. Because personally, I don't trust somebody who says, I have found everything out. I have figured it all out. I have all the answers. Just come to me and I can solve everything for you. I don't trust that. I trust people who make mistakes and who are willing to showcase their mistakes, and not to brag about some rags to riches story, but who are vulnerable and willing to show what those mistakes have actually done in their life and how they overcame them. I am personally willing to listen to people who are really vulnerable, and not the sugar-coated vulnerability of, oh, my whole life was falling apart 10 years ago, but look where I am now. That sugar-coated vulnerability. vulnerability, real vulnerability, to me, has a lot more to do with the things that you're vulnerable about right now. It's easy to dig up a story of your past, but can you stand here in the present and show how much it still hurts? And show that you might not have figured it all out, but that you're willing to dive deep and to look and to try, and that you will actually stay instead of run away when you make a mistake. I think that's the kind of honesty and vulnerability that we need. Over the past 5 years, we built our entire business from scratch up again. And one of the things that I came to realize is that I just was completely honest about every single mistake that I made. I often was not the biggest communicator to my clients, and I told them, hey guys, I made a mistake. I promised that you would have this in 3 weeks, and it's going to take a lot longer. It's going to be different. It's not going to be the way you wanted it. And I'll make it up to you. And people actually really appreciate that. They appreciate your honesty more than your perfection. People appreciate your vulnerability way more than your ability to showcase what you've got. Because the thing is, the big thing here is that in this Western world, and if you're from any other part in the world, that I might not be speaking to you, but in this Western world where I live in the Netherlands and in Europe and in probably most of North America too, we don't really need anything, right? We have a roof, we have food, we have plenty to eat. And yes, you might really experience some real problems. I know that. Specifically in a crisis like this, we could experience a lot of problems, real struggles. You might just have lost your business. I know that. But as long as you have a roof over your head and an education in your pocket and people to reach out to, then the best thing you need and the most urgent thing you need right now is to feel enough again, and to feel that life is there to be enjoyed again, and to feel that in this moment, actually, I am sitting underneath a roof and there is actually food in my fridge. And I don't know about tomorrow, but as long as it's here today, then let's celebrate today and move from there, because tomorrow can change everything. COVID just did that a year ago, right? And everything changed overnight, but that could also change for the good and for the better overnight. We don't know what the future will bring, despite our minds who are trying to tell us that they've got it all figured out. But you know what? Our mind only has things figured out based on our past experiences and not based on any future, because the future is not there yet. And the past is already gone. So creating a place where people feel enough, where people feel good enough, where they don't have to feel ashamed for making mistakes, because I make them too. And let's share our mistakes and let's put one foot in front of the other anyway. That is the kind of place that we need. And I might be preaching to the converted right now, but if there's anything that's clicking, please put it in the comments, because I'd love to know, what are the things that you are running into? What are the things that you would like to share but hesitate to share? What are the things that, or messages out there that resonate with you most? And I am guessing that those are not the messages about the hallelujah stories. Those are most often the messages about real people sharing real things. And that's what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to go live. I'm not going to promise every day, but at least a few times a week. Minimum 4 times a week, maybe even 7. And I'm spilling my tea right now. So that's one of the moments of realness, right? Hot tea all over my hands. Anyway, I just wanted to say that those are the things that we need to be talking about again. And those are the voices that we need to hear again, so that those voices can uplift us and help us feel okay and good enough as we are. So let me know your experiences in the comments, and I can't wait to start this conversation together. I hope to see you real soon, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye!